Hey, Math Essentials. So this week we're going to work on solving equations, variables on both sides, where you have to distribute once. So that's what we're working on. So here are these steps that you can use in order to solve these. So you can copy this down in your notebook, take a picture. I prefer that you copy it down because you're more likely to remember and understand. So step one. We're going to remove all parentheses that we see by distributing, right? Distributive property. The second step, we are going to combine like terms. We're going to put together our variable terms and our constant terms. And then step three, we're going to get all our variable terms to one side and all our constant terms, or just regular numbers, to the other side. And then step four, we solve. I'm going to do a problem with you now. All right, I'm going to start by doing question 5 with you, and I'm going to double check that I copied it down right, because most of the time when students can't figure out where they're going wrong, they copy the problem wrong down in the first place. So we just double check that, just like I just did. It took me like 10 seconds. So this step 1, we need to get rid of our parentheses. So what we need to do is take this -6 and distribute it into here. So -6 times a positive 2x is -12x. -6 times this -2, or this -2, they're the same thing. Negative times a negative is a positive. And 6 times 2 is 12. And we're only distributing to what's in here. We're not bringing this -6 all over the place, just to those parentheses. So this, that I never touched, I just rewrite it. Takes a second. Okay, so now, do I have any like terms to combine? No. You might be thinking like, okay, but you have x term, those are like terms. They are, but when we're combining like terms, we're only focused on one side of the equal sign at a time. So in this case, there's nothing to combine. So we can skip straight to step 3. Let's get our variable terms to one side of the equation. I personally like to have it on the left side, but it's your preference. You can move it over any way you want, as long as you're not breaking any math laws. So if I want to get this -8 off of that side, right, it's -8, we just add 8, or 8x here. But since we did it to this side of the equal sign, we have to do it to this side of the equal sign also. And I need to add it to there. X's with x's, right? So these are gone. -8x plus 8x is 0. That's why we did it. Gone, gone, gone. -12 plus 8 is a -4x. The plus 12 comes down. The -20 comes down. Okay, now let's get our constant terms, or just like regular terms, over here. So this 12, this positive 12 needs to be zeroed out. So I subtract 12. I subtract from here, so I subtract from there. -4x comes down because I've done nothing to it. 12 minus 12 is nothing. That's why we did that. Gone, gone. Cool. And then we divide both sides by a -4. -4 divided by -4 is 1, so the 1x, or just plain old x, comes down. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So yes, the answer to question number 5 is 8. Let's do another. All right, so now I'm going to talk about question 11 from your assignment. So this one, again, step 1, let's get rid of those parentheses. We have a positive 2 here that needs to be distributed into those parentheses. So we'll start there. But before I start over with that side, I'm going to rewrite this side, because I'm not doing anything to it, but it's important to rewrite things in math. The equal sign comes down, the 4n comes down, because it's not being distributed. We're not touching it here. We're just dealing with this positive 2. This positive 2. Positive 2 times a -2. Positive times a negative, -4. And then we have this positive 2 times this positive n. Some of you guys really like to put the little 1 in front of the n. That's cool. 2 times 1n is 2n, a positive 2n. We can't just go ahead and write 2n. It's a positive 2n, right? So we need that plus. Okay, step 2. Now we're going to combine like terms. We have no like terms over here. Do you see them over here? I see the 4n, the positive 4n, and the positive 2n. This one and this one. Again, I'm just going to rewrite this side. It's not that serious. Just copy it down real quick. 4n plus 2n is 6n. And this minus 4. All right, I'm going to pause here. See if you can get all your variable terms to one side and your constant terms, just regular numbers, to the other. Variables on one side, pause if you need to. Constants on the other, pause if you need to. And then we divide by 2. Therefore, n equals 5. I will see you guys in class.